What's going on, guys? Kitbash here, bringing you another video. This time it is of the Marvel Legends Doppelganger figure. I wanted this figure for a minute. Just so I could put it on his body, because I'm not a fan of the solid torso. That I don't know what they were thinking, and I mean I know what they were thinking. They were thinking, what's the easiest way we could do this without doing too much and reusing the least amount of parts possible, which is what they did. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. From a consumer standpoint, don't like it. I think they should have just took the time and made it work with his body, because I mean there's a couple customizers who have, me included. I saw this guy on Instagram do it a while ago, and it made me want to do it, but I just didn't want to pay for the doppelganger figure, which is what I ended up doing anyway. I didn't want to pay $20 for fodder, which is, it's something that I have on myself, but I'm starting to get over it, because sometimes I need the fodder and I don't want to wait because I want to make things now and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I kitbashed this like a couple days ago. I really took my time with it, and it's crazy because it's like one of the first times I took my time with a kitbash. I usually just rush it and just to get it done, and I don't really paint things right, and I don't kitbash them right. But this one I feel like I did pretty good. But yeah, I got the arms in. I think I did I have detailed pictures of this whole process too, which is a first for me, because I don't take whip pictures, but for this one I did, because I wanted to document, how I did it and how I went about it. Normally though, I do not take whip pictures. I don't know why. I just be so focused on getting it done that I don't even focus on taking pictures. But this time I did. So I will have detailed pictures of everything as I'm talking. It's just a breakdown. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know, you've already seen it. But if you don't, or if you're new to the channel, I'm going to detail and show you and talk about everything that I did. So let's get into it. First off, I tore apart the stock doppelganger body, that thick torso, solid body. I tore apart the body. I didn't like it. Like I said earlier, this is all I really wanted. And that's what's crazy, is you go through all this trouble to do this with your figure. You go through all that trouble just to bend your arms and do what you want to do. But yeah, he doesn't go back anymore. I messed up that joint. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, he has 6 arms, as you can see. He has a 6-arm bandit. He robs from the rich and keeps for himself. No. But yeah, he has 6 arms, and it was kind of a challenge to plan out where the arms were going to go. I wanted to put these arms originally up here, but I don't think there would have been enough space. I didn't really plan on cracking the torso. There's a lot of things I didn't plan on doing that I did anyway. And the way I drilled out this lower torso, I just put him here anyway. So for starters, first thing I did was on this body was I drilled into the sides. Once I figured out where the arms were going to go, I drilled into the sides and I carved out holes. I'll have an exploded view picture of this whole toy so you can see everything that I did, like I said. But yeah, I drilled out these. I shaved down the mushrooms for these arms, and I drilled out a little bit on the inside of this and the back of this lower abdomen. Oh, he didn't have a waist swivel either on the other figure. So that's 2 points of articulation added to a figure that didn't have it. This has a lot of mixed reviews on my Instagram, which is weird to me, because people often find they rather settle for things than improve things for themselves. I wasn't happy with this figure, so I took it upon myself to make it better. I'm not going to settle with these figures. I don't care if they cost $20. I don't care if Hasbro should be doing it. The fact of the matter is that they're not going to make the figures the way we want them. So it is up to me and people like me to make the figures how we want them, if you get what I'm saying. So I don't know why it's got mixed reviews. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people are like, why did you do that? Why'd you waste the figure? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I made a decent figure great, because now he can, like, if I wanted to, he could crouch. Like, look at that. Like, look his leg with that crouch and then the swivel. Like, you could do anything with this guy now. You could literally get him in a crouching pose. He could lean over. He could do whatever. So I'm ecstatic with this figure. This is one of my favorite kit bashers at the moment. Besides It's another one I'm going to show you guys in another video. But yeah, so the process for the lower arms, I rambled on that one, my bad. The process on the lower arms, drilled down the mushrooms for that hold the arms in. I made that fit into this lower torso. The overall process for this lower part was really easy. The hardest part for me was dremeling out the space for the mushrooms to go in. Only because I didn't want to drill too far and come through this plastic. And I didn't want to ruin the plastic in the back, as you can see. But yeah, overall that was the easiest part. I have a funny picture I'll post right now so you guys can see. But yeah, next step for me was these back arms right here, and this was probably the biggest challenge for me for the figure because, like I said, the guy that I was inspired by, the way he did it was he did it how you would do a regular 6-arm Spider-Man, which is drill into there, which is the same thing I did. I did mine a little different though. I drilled the hole, but I also took a Dremel and dremeled out the inside of that hole. I left a small mushroom on the back of these arms. I don't want to pop these out. I would pop them out to show you, but I don't want to eat that plastic up any more than I already did. They still move and everything. They articulate fine. They go up and down. They don't pop out or anything. So if you've seen, I won't mention this guy's name because I don't like him. I don't mess with him. But if you've seen so-and-so's video on how he did his 6-arm Spider-Man, it's the same steps. But yeah, it was the hardest part was planning out where to drill the holes, how I was going to stick these arms in. This one's kind of loose. It doesn't come out. It's just loose. I either drilled too much of the material out of the body or the mushroom peg. But either way, it's in there. I got some double-sided tape in there to make it a little sturdier so it stays up. It's kind of dropping now. But yeah, that was the hardest part for me. And getting the body apart was another hard part. I don't know why. Body just didn't want to come apart for some reason. It took a lot of heat. It took a lot of elbow grease and a razor blade to get it apart because I didn't want to drill into the torso and stuff like that because I wanted to preserve as much of this body as possible because it's so small that if I was to take off any more material than I did, I probably would have ruined it. Because I was going to drill into the torso and crack it and drill into here and crack it, and I was just thinking too much. And then once I simplified my thought process, it just came to me. But yeah, like I said, he has all 6 arms, and they all move independently. They all do what arms do. The legs are probably the easiest swap because these legs are the legs from Doppelganger, the figure. Once I cracked this lower torso to get these arms, the Doppelganger torso was already cracked to get these arms out. So swapping the legs was the easiest part. After I swapped all the arms, there was no lining. There was no dark lines on these arms. So I used a wash to get all of that in there, to fill all that in. I had used the Gundam marker on the original figure anyway, so a lot of these lines, if you can see in there, focus. A lot of these lines I had already painted in with a Gundam marker. And I apologize if you can't see most of this video. I don't know what I was doing, but I got to get my lighting together. But yeah, I put a wash on this whole body. I put a wash on these arms here, these arms and those arms. I put a wash on the belt, the legs. I put a wash on the front of the body. I just put a wash on it and wiped it off just so it could give the painted lines look or the darker lines look, because it looked too plain before, but now you can actually see the lines. The head, the hands, and the feet are a different story because the lines they're not engraved. They are, I don't even know what the word is, but they're sticking up on the sculpt. So I don't know why they changed it or what they did, but it's a different process on the head, the feet, and the hands, because now I have to go in and individually paint each line, and I'm not with none of that. So I'm not doing none of that. I'm cool with it the way it is. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me at all. This guy still retains full articulation. Better articulation because now he has that crunch. The head still goes all the way up. He has that crunch and he has this swivel. So that crunch and that swivel will allow him to do a lot more than he was able to do before. And then someone asked me too, someone said the legs are too small, and I'm just like, well, to me, if you look at the box art, I don't even have the box anymore. But if you look at the box art and you look at this guy, in certain ways he's drawn and certain things you see on him, he's not first of all, he's based off Spider-Man. So he's not the biggest, bulkiest guy ever. So his legs, these legs are proportionate to this body as far as the figure is concerned. Now, if they had put it on a Bucky cap, then I would understand, but they didn't. They put it on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 body. I got that question too. Why did you use Amazing Spider-Man's 2 body? And simple question, simple answer. It's the same body as they used for the parts for the Doppelganger. These 6 arms are all from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure that came out. The legs are the same. Only thing different is the hands, the head, and the feet. Everything else is exactly how it was on the Amazing Spider-Man 2 body. So yeah. All the arms, everything articulates. Any pose you want him to get in. He's still butterfly joint too. How did I miss that? Let me go over articulation. So the lower arms articulate just like any other arm would. They move in, double jointed, the wrist swivel. The middle arms do the same thing. They swivel up and down. They go up, they go down. Can you see that? I don't think you can. They go up, they go down, they bend, swivel. Same thing here. For these, I just swapped these onto this body. Because what I found too was that this blue, I don't know if it comes up on camera, but this blue is damn near identical to this is a stock blue and red on this figure. Damn near identical blues. It's like a shade off. This one's like a little more pale than this one, but it's good enough for me. I'm really happy with this figure. All articulation remains the same. Everything moves. It gets out the way of anything else. He also has the added crunch, swivel, and then the butterfly joints that he didn't have before. So yeah, he can go all the way across his body now. He could cross his arms and he could do whatever he needs to do. So like if he wanted to cross his arms and fight with these 4 arms, he's in the game. So yeah, Doppelganger, Marvel Legends, Kitbash, custom, however you want to call it. I put a wash on his eyes too, just to bring out that net look. Because I know in the comics he has like the eyes on his lines. The lines on his eyes are like drawn. So I just put a wash on that, little light, slight wash on the eyes and the teeth, bring out the detail. Custom Kitbash custom, however you want to look at it. Marvel Legends Doppelganger from the, what wave is this? Molten Man Bath. I was gonna say Kingpin. Molten Man Bath wave. I really enjoyed doing this one. The process was, I really had to think about it, so it really made it fun for me. I enjoyed it. It was really dope, and I would love to do another 6-arm. I want to do a regular 6-arm Spider-Man like this, like the regular bare arms. I want to do one like that so bad. I just got to track down one of these and the 6-arm Spider-Man. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this. And I didn't say it in the last video, but in this video, what paint do I use, guys? Model Masters acrylic. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this video.